All right, welcome back to another video. Today we're doing a push session, meaning where we'll be training our chest, shoulders, and triceps. What I like to do typically is train my abs in the beginning of the workout, then the end. That way I can get them out the way when I'm fresh and I can really target my abs. Woo! Holy shit. I think it's really important to train abs, not only because it helps with digestion and it keeps our midsection tight and small, but also when we get lean, it's the centerpiece of the actual physique. It's like looking at a Christmas tree. You're kind of looking at the entire Christmas tree, right? All the ornaments, the lights and everything. But the number one thing that stands out the most is the star at the top. And in our body, that star at the top is our midsection, our abs, and everything else is the tree. Ooh. So the reason I want my abs to be bigger and thicker, to be able to pop out more, that then I don't have to be as lean to have abs. I don't know if you've seen people who have abs. They could be 15% body fat and still have abs. And then there's some people, they have to get down to like 7 or 8% body fat to show their abs, because they don't train them and they're not big and they're easily covered by fat. I don't know if you know who Eddie Hall is, but this man, his abs are so freaking huge that the dude is probably like 20-something% body fat, and he still has poking abs out of his midsection, and he's fat as fuck. And it's like the craziest thing. And I'll show a picture here so you can see. And that's what happens when you have big abs. You can still be fatter and still look good. All right, moving on to chest fly, and this is gonna be first warm-up set. 14. 15. Oh. Woo. So genetically, I was never blessed with a big chest. Chest has always been my lacking body part. And I would always have crazy arms, crazy delts, but never even a good enough chest. And for somebody who's genetically blessed, you know, everything works for them. You know, they could probably do push-ups and have a crazy chest. But for me, I had to work and find ways to be able to actually train my chest and get it to grow. And a few of the things that I learned, number one was to actually train my chest, not shoulders. When I'm training here, and if I'm sitting like I would normally sit, I bring my hands in, my deltoids, my front delts are engaged. However, if I were to straighten my back, open up my chest, and retract my shoulders, now when I bring back, I'm flexing my chest. there's a difference between training like this and training like this. And that was one of the biggest changes I made that made my chest grow. Oh, holy mother of God. That felt fantastic. All right, so moving on to chest press. For this exercise, we're gonna do 3 sets of 10 to 12 after just doing 5 sets of 15 on the cable fly. So what we wanna do here is one of the key differences, whether or not we're gonna train chest or shoulders, is our form and our technique. So what we wanna do here is sit our butt all the way up against the seat and then arch our backs, lean on our upper back, and look up. So now we have a proud chest, and we wanna bring our elbows down. We kinda wanna dig in and then push the weight up, like so. And we wanna maintain position and technique throughout the entire exercise. Ooh. Or eight, 9, 10. Oh shit. Whew. You saw there that at no point that I started to do this and to mess up training my chest for my shoulders. The entire exercise was like this and not like that. And that's another way that we can position ourselves in such a way that we target more of the chest and less of the front shoulders. Hammer strength shoulder press. So in this exercise, we have 3 sets of 10 to 12. The form that we're looking for here is to get our shoulders in the primary position, right? So universally, you always want to train with a straight back and your chest out, right? We always want to train this way. So now from this position, I like to bring my elbows down right here, looking up, chest is proud, and from here, push. Ooh. Or oh shit. Whoo. That was a good set. All right, moving on to rear delt face pulls. So with this exercise, there's multiple different ways that it can be done, but it's never the same for everybody, is what I found. So the main thing to do is have a buddy or somebody behind you and have them hold your rear delts while performing the movement and give you feedback whether or not contracting the rear delt. And typically, my training partner, my brother, does that for me. But so far, because I've been doing this for a long time, I've gotten nailed down. Now I just know, and I can almost feel it every time I do it. So here's the form that I like to use that works best for me. You know, when I used to train at the beginning, unknowingly, subconsciously, like I just wanted to get the reps in, like just train fast, you know, do the face pulls and be done. And that's very easy to do that. And since I've started training more mindfully thinking about the exercise, thinking about the muscle that I'm training, focusing on contracting the muscle, then focusing on the eccentric, holding those negatives, you know. I found that doing 12 to 15 reps so much harder than doing 15 reps fast. And I think even just looking at that in a vacuum can tell me that it's more prone for muscle growth rather than coming in here and just banging out the reps. Because yeah, you can do the reps, but if they're not quality reps, did they really count? No, because they didn't produce the stimulus. They didn't give it the burn, you know, it didn't hurt. But controlling the negative and focusing on the burn, focusing on the stimulus, really thinking about the muscle that I'm training, it's so much harder, and as a result, gets more results. So the best way that I found to train my side delts, instead of having my arms positioned all the way to the side, I like to bring them in a little bit and then pivot my hand, my palm, a little bit forward. And that, you see what happens here is when I'm this way and I'm coming up, I'm more prone to train my front delt. But when I pivot my arm forward, the side delt is in the most upward position. So now, when I'm training this way, I'm training more of my side delt rather than front delt. And also, I like to think about having like 2 hooks connected to my elbows from the ceiling, and I'm literally just being pulled from the elbows. Like so. We don't want to do this, like none of this, right? That doesn't work. This right here is the best way that I found to train my side delts. Fuck. Holy shit. And it's so much harder. Oh my God, it's so much harder. Because when you actually isolate the side delt and the entire exercise is targeting the side delt, 25 pounds feels like a freaking like you're doing flies with 50 pounds.
Last man shoulders.
9, 10.
Come on.
Woo! Sometimes we have these weird muscle groups that no matter what you do, it just works. It just grows. Every single one of us has like a genetic muscle group that no matter what we do, they're gonna grow. And that's shoulders for me. Shoulders and arms. Everything else is trash. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Woo! All right, 3 down, 2 sets to go. All right, we just finished up with side raises. Now we're moving on to tricep extensions, and we'll be doing an overhead press. So what I believe is that this exercise hits all 3 heads of the tricep, the medial, the long, and the lateral. So that's why it's very important to perform this exercise. And the way that I like to train this, incorporated in my routine, is basically have this midway, the actual pulley system raised midway, and from here, push, lean forward, and on the way down, get a full stretch of your triceps. This is the stretch position for a tricep, and contract. Focus on the eccentric and push. So the goal is to do 5 sets here, 15 reps. 13, 14, 15. Whew. All right. So as you saw, I know a lot of my clients have issues with this exercise. Their elbows hurt. So if your elbows hurt, don't do this. Find something similar that doesn't. But if they don't, and you can actually perform the movement, what you want to do is when you're in this position, you kind of want to bring your elbows in and push like so. And that gives not only a better stretch, but also a better contraction at the top. And engages the muscle throughout the rep range, which I found to work best for me. Oh, woo! Holy shit. What I recommend is when doing this exercise is, if you've never done it before, is to try with lower weight than you would usually train tricep and get comfortable with it. Do maybe a warm-up set or two. Get into the groove a little bit, and then feel free to up the weight and get after the working sets. But definitely don't be afraid to try new stuff, you know. And some of the things that I've learned is when trying new exercises, I like to try them for a period of time, for, I don't know, maybe a month, 2 months. Incorporate it in my split and run it and see if I actually like it, because there is a learning curve to each of these exercises, you know. And in some exercises, after 3 months, they still don't work for me. And there are some exercises that I hated that I incorporated anyway, and now they're my favorites. So we want to enjoy our workouts, but we also want to actually see and try other things that could potentially be more beneficial for our construction, our anatomy. All right, moving on to the last exercise of the day, the last tricep movement. This is going to be a regular tricep push down. After this, we'll check out today's pump. Now, this is going to be my starting position. This is where my tricep is most stretched. And now from here, I want to push down, fully engage it, lock out, and then come back up. Fully stretch. And you see my elbows are not coming with me here. They're always back here. They're like welded against my torso. Woo! All right, let's see what we're working with today. Front double. All right, that is gonna do it for today's push workout. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.